It's always one of you two.
Because you're stupid.
Damn.
It's because you're fucking stupid.
We went so long. That was.
Cause we way too high for you. Tripping like we got too much on. But they got love before us. Cause we staying all night long. Yeah, when we walk in the club, you better believe we know what's up. Got these girls a little trance, throwing rhythm in the dance.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another rendition of the Bros and the Berg podcast. We thank y'all for joining us on this lovely, warm evening in the middle of June. My name is Ryan Doyle. I'm joined by my co-host, Robbie Bergstone, the not attractive-looking guy with the backwards hat, and our executive producer, talent scout, and horrible drafter.
What's that? You're giving him a talent scout after his draft performances? That's tough.
It's horrible.
I am a renowned.
I was getting there.
Hey, this is my scouting team. I'm not my scouting team.
You hired them.
You hired the talented Connor Doyle.
Thank you very much.
Does 98% of the work on this podcast, so we appreciate him for what he does.
And for those of you that don't know the intro song to the podcast, if you like it, you think it's a bop, that happens to be one of our very own songs. So you should
It do be an original.
Go check it out.
I appreciate
Connor,
it.
give your plug real quick at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah. Well, my name is Connor Doyle, CONNOR space DOYLE. You can find me on all streaming platforms under that name. And so, yeah, the most recent thing I dropped was an album called No Foundation. And as Robbie said, that song is called Hot, and it's on that album. So if you like what you hear there, then there's 9 more songs for you on that album. So go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it.
We just discovered a Discord soundboard, so we do apologize this episode if you get tired of hearing us play various noises like this one, because it brings us happiness.
Song
so
of the week. Like the new segments.
How much is Nitro? I'm getting it.
All right.
Discord sponsor us.
Moving into the quote-unquote meat and potatoes of the podcast while you're all here. It's for the sports, and we're going to move into the NBA Finals. Currently, one of the finals games, while we're recording, is being played. It could potentially be the final game, but, having to work around Ryan's work schedule, we have to kind of pick and choose our places to record the podcast. So, unfortunately, we're recording here while Game 5 is underway.
Hey, I'm always ready to record at like 11 a.m., but you jokers aren't.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I could.
I would
if we needed to. Like, that's not out of the question.
I would have wanted to do that for the past 6 months.
I'm just gonna be over here like sending out emails in the middle of the podcast. Imagine if I was on a Teams call while we were on the podcast. That'd be wild.
Yeah,
that's very on brand.
Well, the Denver Nuggets are currently up 3-1 in the series, winning the last game 108-95. Aaron Gordon with a little bit of a surprisingly great performance, going 11 for 15, 27 points, 3 for 4 from 3. Obviously, Jokic doing his thing with a double-double, 23, 12, and 4. Jamal Murray, another rough game from him. The one before wasn't as rough, but he's cooled down since his stellar series in the last series. And on the other side of the ball, Jimmy Butler had a pretty decent game, 9 for 17, 25 points, and Bam Adebayo pretty good as well, 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 for 19. But unfortunately, that was not enough from the Heat to overcome the Denver Nuggets. And Ryan brought up an interesting point last game in terms of the differential of the number of players that each team is using. Obviously, Denver only using an 8-man rotation, where Miami tends to use more closer to a 10-man rotation. And a thing to note from this last game, 3 guys only coming off the bench for Denver. 2 of them Jeff Green played 16 minutes, and then Christian Brown played 15 minutes, while Bruce Brown played 30. So really, they're using 6 guys for almost the entire game. And to play at the NBA and play in the finals with only 6 guys, I can't even imagine the level of fatigue those guys must be feeling.
Well, Uncle Jeff's like 40 at this point? Like, he's been in the league for forever. They can't play him that long.
Number one, I need you to put some respect on former dunk champion Aaron Gordon's name. I was kind of taken aback by that. Also, they have the best player in the world for 2 years running, so
it doesn't matter. I forgot the other day they were talking about the highest drafted current Nuggets player, and it's Aaron Gordon, because he was drafted number 4 overall when he went to the Magic, which I kind of forget that he was drafted that highly. coming out because everyone thinks
Yeah.
of him as just like a dunk contest champion and not really like, that caliber of player. But I mean, he's turned out to be a very solid role player on the Nuggets. And even when he was with the Magic too, started to figure it out there towards the end. So
Shit, role player. He's starting 40 minutes a game in the NBA Finals.
He played the most
Yeah, that's
minutes, or excuse me, the second most minutes behind Jamal Murray. In terms of the Heat gentlemen, well, I mean, obviously tonight is make or break, a 3-1. What do we think? You think there's a possibility for 3-1 comeback? You think the Denver Nuggets have this sealed?
They had it sealed. I said 5 or 6. It's looking like it could go either way right now.
Yeah. I will be curious if they can pull this one out and they go back to Miami, because we were wrong. They have changed the 2-3-2 format in the finals back to a 2-2-1-1-1. Yeah. So they're in Denver tonight. So if the Heat were to pull this game out, 3-point game, about 9 minutes left, the game it would shift back to Miami. In which case, I mean, maybe they could push it to 7, but I'd be hard pressed to see the Heat team beating the Nuggets in 3 straight games.
I don't know when.
I don't really see that.
I don't know when Jimmy Buckets changed his occupation from professional basketball player to stonemason, because he's again laying absolute fucking bricks tonight from the field. This man is allergic to shooting in this series. I don't know what's happening.
Did you guys see the interview he did with Bleacher Report? And they were asking him, what are your thoughts on one day getting to the Hall of Fame and whatever else? And he was like, I don't care. And if I got elected to the Hall of Fame, I wouldn't show up to the election ceremony. He's like, I don't care. He's like, it's an honor. It's great. But I literally would not go to see myself inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Hey, man.
You wouldn't accept? He's like, no, they can put me in. I'm just not going to come to the festivities because I don't care. It's, it's an individual award. Obviously it's one of the highest honors you can get in basketball, but I'm more about the team and I don't really care.
There you go.
What do you think about that, Rob?
I feel like it fits his whole kind of mantra and the way he plays. I think I would be pretty surprised if he got in the Hall of Fame and didn't show up. But if there's someone that wasn't going to do it,
it would be Jimmy Butler. Yeah, that's a very fair point. So yeah, I don't think a lot more to say on this series. I think pretty clearly, if Denver does end up with it, Nikola Jokic will win Finals MVP. I don't think there's much of a discussion there. That's a great thumbnail face, Ryan.
I would love to see what the odds are for somebody else on Denver to win the fucking Finals.
It would probably be Jamal Murray second, but it's still way in terms of percentage, way down.
I'd be Aaron Gordon. Getting. I guess he only had one really good game, but.
So yeah, obviously, like we said, after tonight, we'll know if Miami gets another game or if Denver are NBA champions. So obviously, we'll let you know there. Moving into some other NBA news. Speaking of the Miami Heat, in the last game, Miami Heat mascot was sent to the ER after a bit with Conor McGregor. As part of the skit, Berg, who was dressed in a fighter's robe and large gloves, moved towards McGregor at midcourt in a fighting stance. McGregor, who was promoting a pain relief spray, floored Bernie with a left hook and then landed a straight punch to the face of the mascot's headgear as Bernie was lying face up on the floor. So apparently, in a little segment or like an entertaining skit, promo skit, Conor McGregor didn't pull his punches to the Heat mascot.
It's like you think they would have practiced that, or McGregor would have been able to know, hey, this is a hard shell. You can actually give this a punch and he won't feel it, right? You think those would have been kind of run through before,
we should say that the Heat mascot is okay. He went to the ER, but he has been released and is okay. But yeah, I think McGregor should know how to pull his punches, but I guess maybe not.
Maybe he didn't think he had to.
Yeah, maybe
that's what I think it is.
How many illegal things has McGregor done over since his retirement, and he just nothing happens?
This is just
I know
an accident, but yes, he's an
but
idiot, obviously.
Another thing, if you think it's a hard shell, you shouldn't be punching it that hard because then you're just gonna break your fist. You think it's actually
gloves?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
I think he was bare knuckle. So yeah,
he didn't care.
Yeah,
we don't care.
I can't imagine he didn't have at least a couple shots of what's his Irish whiskey?
Irish Proper 12.
Oh, that was pretty good, actually. That was pretty good.
You know he's having a couple of proper 12 shots before the game. So
yeah. And then moving on to our last NBA headline of the evening. Celtics forward Grant Williams has hand surgery and will return by fall. So obviously, well wishes to him. He was at the beginning of the playoffs and in the middle. He wasn't as utilized, but by the end, he was getting pretty good minutes, and he became a really 3-point specialist for them. So hopefully he recovers well, and well wishes to him, obviously.
He still got sunned a couple of times.
Yeah, he's pretty slow, and like so, like I mean that's just like the reality of it. He just got moves kind of slow, but
we say as three men who probably couldn't run a sub 6 40-yard dash, but
Yeah,
I think I can run a sub
that's correct.
6.
think you run a sub 6?
I think I can
It'd
run
be
a
cool.
sub 6.
I think it'd be closer than you think.
I think you're right, but I think I can run a sub 6. It wouldn't be good, but so yeah, like we kind of discussed it last episode, but obviously with the summer and all these sports ending and stuff, we're gonna have to come with some new segments and some stuff. So I'm gonna give you one here. We're just gonna do some trivia, gentlemen. I'm gonna ask you some questions, and we're gonna do some it's gonna be basketball trivia, and the first one out of you guys to 5 points wins, and then we're gonna move on. But we're gonna do trivia, and I'm gonna ask you some questions. So are we ready?
No.
Is it just like we just like blurt out the answer? Like,
how do we want to do this? I mean, obviously, internet kind of makes things weird sometimes, but like, what do we want to do?
do you want to just ask us one at a time, and if we don't get it, the other person gets to steal, and you kind of alternate that way? Does that make it easier with the internet?
Sure, we can all do. We want to do a time limit too, like 10 seconds.
But whatever feels like.
All right. Yeah,
I can tell you if I know the answer or not. Right?
Yeah,
It's not.
All right, Robbie, we'll start with you then.
Okay.
Which NBA team has made the most franchise final appearances without winning a title?
I feel like I just saw this one the other day. Is it the Utah Jazz?
It is not the Utah Jazz. Ryan, a chance to steal the point from Robbie.
This is fun. Wasn't ready for this.
Great start, yeah.
Knicks.
It is not the Knicks. It is the Phoenix Suns. Is the answer to that one?
Yeah. I think I did.
How many have
see
they
that.
made?
It does not say. That sounds right, but yeah, it does
I
not
think they
say.
made 3. I
Officially.
think the Jazz made. Did the Jazz? Yeah, the Jazz made 2. I think.
Yeah.
And lost to Jordan both times.
Yeah. Robbie, or I guess let's go to Ryan first. Excuse me, Ryan. The last team to sweep their opponent in the finals.
Was it the Lakers?
It was not the Lakers. Robbie, a chance to steal.
It was the San Antonio Spurs
That is
sweeping the Cleveland
correct.
Cavaliers.
The San Antonio, in 2007.
7. Yeah.
Yep.
There you
I
go.
wasn't sure if the Lakers got a sweep during their like little run in the early 2010s.
I think they beat the Magic 4-1 in a series, but I don't think they swept them.
That might have been what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie. Robbie, what NBA team was the first to win 70 games in one season?
I feel like it's a trick question because you want to say the Bulls, but I'm wondering if there's one before them. We'll just go with the Chicago Bulls.
That's what I would have guessed.
That is correct. It is the Chicago Bulls. Not a trick question, just an easy
That's what
question.
I would have gone with.
Ryan, who is the NBA's all-time assists leader?
Beat John Stockton.
That is correct. 1 point to Ryan right there. We're going to go back to Robbie. Oh, here's one. Robbie, who's the only active NBA? Who is the only active NBA franchise with multiple finals appearances with no losses?
The Chicago
Say that again?
Bulls.
That is incorrect. I will repeat
say
the
question
question.
again.
Yeah. Who is the only active NBA franchise with multiple final appearances with no losses? Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You were right. You're right. It's the Bulls. Sorry,
Okay.
I was looking at the wrong thing. My apologies. My
Multiple like sweeps. In
Yeah,
the
yeah.
finals.
Well, no, just because Jordan went 6-0.
Yeah.
Like, he never
and they
lost.
haven't been back. This player, Ryan, has the most turnovers in the finals.
Like all time?
Yes.
Or just in this finals?
No,
Okay.
all time.
I'm gonna go LeBron.
That is correct. It is LeBron James.
He's
Obviously.
played the most games.
Yeah.
That does make sense, yeah.
What is the score? 3-2 Robbie? I think it's 3-2 Robbie.
Yeah.
In one playoff series, what player had the most steals
In a single playoff series?
in a single
All
playoff
time?
series? All time.
I'm going to go with the glove, Gary Payton.
It is not Gary Payton. It's a good guess though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Pistons Isaiah Thomas.
That is correct. It was Isaiah Thomas of the Pistons.
Actually pulled out of my sphincter.
Good
So
stuff.
3-3.
All right, 3-3.
We're close here. Ooh, this one's a good one. The first NBA game was played between the New York Knicks and the Toronto Huskies in what year?
Toronto Huskies?
Yeah.
That's a great name. Bring back the Toronto Huskies.
Is that back? Is this
The
me?
Raptors are pretty good too.
Yeah.
I'm
Nah, the
no.
Huskies is-
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
This is
'cause I
right.
missed-
Yeah,
I
you're
missed
right. I'm
last
sorry.
one.
You're right.
3-all me. All right.
Like just NBA. Like we're not talking about the ABA.
The first
That
NBA
sounds like it.
The first NBA game was played between the New York Knicks and the Toronto Huskies in what year?
1949.
No.
1927.
The answer was 1946. So Ryan wasn't far off.
Ryan was really close.
Ryan was really close.
I was thinking it's like give it a couple years after the war.
They just I probably should have done that because they just did the 75 last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good point.
We actually should have known that.
Yeah.
As soon as I said my answer, I was like, wait, they just did the 75. Okay.
75 was
Anyway.
in 21, I guess. Yeah. That,
All right.
that does track.
Robbie,
Big break right there, Rob.
which player has the most career blocks in the finals?
Tim Duncan.
That's a good guess.
It's not Tim Duncan, but that is a good guess.
That was what I would have guessed, honestly.
That is a good guess.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Is it Rodman?
It is not Dennis Rodman. It is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That
also
we probably
makes
should have
sense.
gotten that. Yeah, we probably should have gotten
Fuck. How many blocks is Rodman?
that. Still 3-3. How many questions you got, Connor?
Oh, we're good. Is it Ryan? Who is it? Who is it now?
Ryan. Yeah, it's Ryan.
Ryan, the first NBA team to hire a woman on their coaching staff.
Spurs.
That is correct. It was the San Antonio Spurs. With
A layup question. Come on now. Layup.
Robbie, which team did Larry Bird coach during the 1997-1998 season?
That'd be the Indiana Pacers.
That is correct. It is 4-4.
Tim Duncan was 2, by the way, Rob, on that question.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right.
O'Neal was 3, and Elijah One was 4.
I probably should have guessed Shaq too.
I
Ryan.
should have guessed Shaq. I'm a big dummy.
For the
It's
win.
4-4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the possible win. Name one of the 2 original roster NBA teams to have never changed names or moved locations.
I really want to say it's the Lakers. No, the Celtics. The Celtics. I don't think the Celtics ever changed location. Boston Celtics. We're going with that.
That is correct. Ryan wins the trivia for
Didn't
this week.
you kind of give that answer when you said the first NBA game was between the New York Knicks and the Toronto Huskies?
Yeah, but he didn't say Knicks. He didn't say Knicks.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait.
You're right.
We have this answer.
You're right.
Okay,
But
if he had said Knicks, I would have been.
yeah.
I would have
given you that, but he said
he
the
did get
Celtics.
the other one.
Yeah,
so I'll
yeah.
give it to him.
Imagine being a Knicks fan. That's just absolute suffering for fucking 75 years.
So congratulations to Ryan. In the future, I feel like we should have some sort of punishment for whoever loses.
My questions were easier. I just want to put that out there, but like
You stole like 2 of them, didn't you? You stole like 2 from Ryan.
To be fair, 2 of mine were also the Chicago Bulls. So
Isaiah Thomas was an absolute shot.
That was a great
that was
guess.
a good one.
And Tim Duncan was a great guess. It was just, he's right behind Kareem.
Yep.
So yeah, awesome. That was that segment. Back to some.
We know ball. We know ball.
Back to some sports news. Obviously, the Stanley Cup is still going on. Robbie, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I'm gonna be honest.
No,
I was at a wedding. I think Saturday night was the last game. I did not get to watch the game.
Okay.
But the Knights are also up 3-1, similar to the Nuggets, headed back to Las Vegas for Game 5. It feels like the Panthers' magic run has run out. However, they did come back I think they came back from 3-1 deficit against the Bruins in the first round.
Yeah.
So not out of the realm of possibility that they could come back, but Vegas has just looked better this series. I
Also,
think they're just a better
Kachuk is
team.
hurt. Kachuk is like not like 50-50 for game 5. I know.
Remember, we have actual beef with Matthew Kachuk now.
We
That's
do?
an entire soul of this podcast.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It feels like the Panthers' magic has run out a little bit, but we'll see. They've already done it once. Maybe they can create a little bit more magic.
You never know.
Can you imagine being the city of Miami if you have 2 teams make the championship series and neither one wins?
Brooks will never come off the nose candy.
Never.
Have you seen the videos of that man?
Dude, yes, he went straight from winning the PGA to a Panthers game, and his pupils the size of fucking marbles, dude. He's just sitting there, just out of his mind.
Yeah, dude, that guy's corked out of his gourd. So fucking funny.
So we got to throw it back to the Kodak being at the Panthers game in his little private box. And some nice lady just happened to be bent over one of the seats, just to watch the game. Apparently a lot of shit goes down at Florida Panthers games.
I'm not
Wouldn't surprise me. Florida man does fill in the blank.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously that's what's going on in hockey. So we will know those results soon. Ryan, I'm going to swing it over to you, sir, for the MLB standings.
Yeah. So. In personal news, the Rangers dropped a series to the Rays. I was kind of upset about that.
Best team in MLB.
Yeah, Rays are pretty
upset
good
about there.
We still lead the league in runs scored, which is great. The Rangers offense has scored 400 runs, I think, through 64 games. So we're absolutely fucking frying on that.
Shout out to Grom for Tommy John surgery, though. That's not great.
Yeah, that man's elbow was toast.
It's not good.
That's a lot of dollars down the drain there for the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see how he ever does recover. Rays are still best team in baseball, like I mentioned. They're 48-20. The AL East as a whole still above 500, which is nuts. Twins still lead the Central, and they're at 500. The AL Central is fucking awful. There's sort of like you got the Royals in the basement that are 18-47. They're not trying to be the A's, but they're one game ahead of the A's. It's really kind of embarrassing for them.
The fact that the Tigers are 10 games under 500 and yet still in the division race, like they're 5 games back, is actually abysmal.
The AL Central is like actually imploded. The Tigers and Royals both in their last 10 are 1-9, so it's really bad baseball over there.
The Tigers' one win is against the Braves today, I believe.
Absolute agony.
Yeah, big time.
Stros are 5 games back of the Rangers. Braves still hold a 3-game lead in the NL East over the
Swept
Marlins.
the Mets last week.
That goes hard.
Yeah.
Marlins in second place. Everyone loves pointing at the Phillies and Mets and laughing at not even being in second place in that division. Pirates still hold a slim lead over the Brewers, 1 game up at 34-30. And then you got the Diamondbacks having a really good season. A really good season if you're a Diamondbacks fan out west at 40-25. Dodgers are 3.5 games back. Giants are 6.5 games back. And then you have the Padres 3 games under 500. If you're a Padres fan, you're absolutely punching air. Same with like the Mets and So
and the Phillies, all of them spent a lot of money, and you're not even in the top 3 in your division. I guess the Mets are, but
you're spending a third of the Rays payroll, and you have 50% of their wins.
Yep.
So that's what we got in baseball. We are, like I said, about 65 games through the season.
I think All-Star break be coming up fairly soon. Yeah,
2-3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that.
2-3 weeks is like still fucking 20 games.
Yeah,
right.
Very good point.
So I think they're about. I would say they're probably 20 games from the All-Star break.
Yeah.
This is completely random, but I just realized. So the Nuggets could theoretically win the NBA Finals tonight. They're up a point with 2 minutes left. I'll be in Denver Wednesday and Thursday when theoretically there might be a championship break.
Vlog?
Right?
Vlog Rami at the parade.
Now that I said that, they're not winning tonight.
Yeah,
I'm literally going to be in Denver on Wednesday. So
that's crazy.
That'd be sick. I probably would not be sick for getting in and out of the city and flying and shit. But
all right, moving on from the MLB, we got some NFL headlines for you guys. We know there's a lot of people out there that listen to us that play fantasy football, so we got to give you the updates and to figure out what you're going to do with your team. Ryan's team sucks, Robbie's team sucks, my team sucks. So don't listen to us for advice, but we'll give you the updates.
Hey, who made the playoffs last year out of all of us? I don't want to hear it. I made the playoffs.
My team bent over.
Yeah, they did.
Specifically Kyle Pitts, apparently, So moving to some of the NFL headlines, Saquon Barkley, unsure if deal gets done with Giants. He has not signed the franchise tag, and the sides have until July 17th to finalize a deal, and he can't, and he won't be attending the training camp. So obviously that is a massive thing that the New York Giants have to take care of. Obviously the best player on that team, and something that needs to be addressed quickly because, like I said, July 17th is the deadline.
And hard for a Giants team though, I think people expect to compete for a wild card spot this year. I don't know about necessarily winning the division over the Cowboys or the Eagles, but I definitely think have the talent to compete for a wild card spot this year. So you need your best player to be there and be in mini camp and getting ready for the season. So I think that's a hard loss.
Absolutely. Moving on to another headline. Former Cardinals receiver DeAndre Hopkins to visit the New England Patriots next week, and reportedly the Tennessee Titans are the most interested team in DeAndre Hopkins. So where do you see Hopkins landing?
So what does make sense to me is they were saying that D-Hop is not going to sign with a team that he can't win a Super Bowl on. And so we're looking at the New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. I don't get it. 'Cause I'd love for him to come to Carolina because he's from the Carolinas. He went to Clemson, but they say no, there's no chance. He wants to sign with a contender, which as much as I hated the Panthers or not, So I'm curious, like, why he's not getting more interest from the other teams. Maybe they don't have the cap space. Maybe he's asking for more money than they can give. But something seems off. Because it's not like, I mean, D-Hop is still a good receiver.
Yeah,
I think
Probably
they might be
still a
worried
top
about
10 receiver in the league.
the injuries and age at this point, and he might be asking for like
too much
more
Odell
than
money.
that.
Yeah.
I'd
like
rather give D-Hop
I'd rather give
Odell
D-Hop. You're
money
right.
than, like,
You're right. It's also not even the team specifically. I just found the Patriots visit to be kind of interesting. I just don't feel like a receiver like DeAndre Hopkins fits in Belichick's system. I just don't really know how that works. It'll be kind of.
Also, I need him to stay away so Juju can actually maybe do something.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot he was.
Yeah,
they're not. The last NFL headline I have: Josh Allen has been named the Madden 24 cover athlete. Man is winning right now. Dating Haley Steinfeld reportly, and also be the cover.
Really,
athlete.
I not seen that.
I'm punching air about that.
Respect.
Why not me?
What did I do wrong?
So Josh Allen winning on and off the field, obviously. The man's living. So yeah, that is all I have for NFL news. And I wanted to introduce another news segment real quick. Overrated, underrated, properly rated. That's the game. I'm giving you all sports related things. Some are players, some are just sports things, and you're gonna tell me if you think they're overrated, if they're underrated, or if they're properly rated. All right.
Okay.
Number 1. John Stockton.
He's properly rated.
Yeah, like a really good player, but like I don't hear anyone throwing Stockton in top 10 lists or anything absurd like that. Like he's maybe the greatest passing point guard of all time. Like if we're talking about just strictly, I mean, he has most assists. I don't think that's really an outlandish thing to say. But I think pretty good defender in his own right too.
Stereotypical like point guard. He's the one that comes up, right?
Yeah.
He's incredible passer, very efficient.
Well, that's what I would say, like barely underrated, just because like the margin between him and number 2 of the all-time assist list is like massive, and like it's crazy how many assists he had throughout his career. So that's what I would say.
What percentage of his assists went to Karl Malone?
That's a really good stat. Yeah, that would be an interesting stat to research. While Robbie's researching that, I'm gonna give you number 2 here. Kobe Bryant.
Man, do I not want to answer this?
Yeah, I know.
Because I truly go back and forth on it. Like there's some stat that comes out. I was like, wow, that's a crazy Kobe stat. You know, some of the stat like similar to some of the stats that Jordan would have. It's like, wow, like he was by far and away that dude. It's like when Kobe was in his prime, obviously, like he was far and away that dude. I struggle because a lot of people would put Kobe top 3 all time, like some of like the meat writers, and he's just not. Like,
did you see the comment we got on our last short?
No, I don't
it
think
was
so.
So basically, what was? Oh, so it was. I cut a short together of basically us talking about the rumors of Kyrie trying to recruit LeBron to the Mavs, and Robbie said, "Oh, that's crazy. One of the 2 best players of all time. He wants him on his team." And the guy is like, "He's not trying to recruit Jordan or Kobe." So I'm confused why he said top 2. I was like, "No way. We're still denying that LeBron is top 2 all time."
Listen, I'm a Kobe guy through and through, but like LeBron is past Kobe at this point. Like let's be realistic here. Like at this point, LeBron is past Kobe. Before LeBron won with the Cavs and came back down from 3-1, I think there was an argument to be made. But after that, there's not much of an argument.
And it's been 7 years since that happened.
Right.
And he's continued to play at an elite level, a top 10 NBA player. Like it's like what? So I need an answer from you, gents. Overrated, underrated, properly rated. Kobe Bryant.
I think he's starting to slip. Go ahead.
I think he's slightly overrated. And I think it's a bunch of the fucking meat writers that do that. I think, like, I don't know. I Kobe himself would underrate himself.
Sure.
Right. But like,
I think
just obsessed with him.
A lot of people like looking back on Kobe's career, like, well, he was MJ, but like not as good because he modeled so much of his game after MJ, but obviously was never the player that Michael Jordan was. I think Kobe right now is pretty popularly rated, but like as time has gone on, he keeps dropping further and further down people's like all-time greats list, and not because he's being passed by current players, because they're starting to look back on Kobe's career and seeing him kind of drop down. So I'm curious. I think right now he's probably pretty properly rated. I can't say properly right now. It's really struggling. But I think at some point he will become slightly underrated in his career, because I mean I think you had to watch Kobe Bryant at times to like really see what he was doing. Some of those teams that he just carried on his
Same,
back.
same with Jordan. I mean, like
Yep.
younger people getting
Very
into
true.
basketball, people that don't know basketball enough, they hear all about Michael Jordan, but you don't really understand like his dominance unless you're like watching some of those like old recordings of finals games. Just like those are other best teams in the world, and he's sunning them in 4 games.
Well, that's what I kind of like. Obviously, me being a little younger, obviously, I never got to see Jordan play. I think he retired 1 year after I was born. But like I made it a point in this last year to try and go back and watch some game. And so I watched his one game in his second year where he went against the Larry Bird Celtics and had 63 on them in the playoffs. And I like legitimately watching that game, and I've never seen it, even to this day, I've never seen a player have as much control of his body in the air as Jordan. It's insane. Like just the ability to control himself in the air and maneuver just around defenders was just incredible. So yeah, obviously if you're LeBron GOAT, I don't have any arguments for that, but I will say like if you have never watched Jordan play, like go back and inform yourself a little bit so you can just watch some of the stuff why people call him the GOAT essentially.
The Denver Nuggets are NBA champions. It is official.
You heard it here first.
Final.
This is the first place you heard it.
Final. Yep, I swear. Yeah, because you're gonna hear it on Wednesday. It's gonna be the first time.
Dude, if you actually made like somehow made like a little thing tonight.
God, I have to go quick.
Put a reel tonight.
Hit that subscribe button.
I was gonna say though, for the people that maybe don't understand Jordan, all they have to do is go watch The Last Dance because it's basically just a Michael Jordan propaganda piece. And then you'll think Michael Jordan's best player of the time. All you have to do is go watch The Last Dance. Literally, I mean, you can tell like
Jordan is smoking a Jordan pack.
Yeah, he was.
Jordan smoking his own pack. He took it personally.
Hey, he needs gambling money, bro.
So yeah, I would also say I think Kobe's like slightly overrated, but again has the second most points in a single game of all time. Like has 5 rings. I mean, it's so hard to. I don't think he's incredibly overrated, but a little bit.
I'll be in Kobe's camp for that. It's like until I see evidence that Wilt had more. Kobe had most all time.
Yeah, actually, Kobe has the highest recorded the thing that we can see that he had the most points. So.
Yeah, Will just held a piece of paper that said 100. Like I could do that. Like I'll do that in my bathroom.
He made a man's career by scoring the most amount of points on a man all time. That's what Jalen Rose is known for.
Moving on. This one is not a player. The World Cup. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
Underrated.
Mm-hmm. At least here. I don't think that's the case worldwide, but in the U.S., I think it's underrated.
Because the U.S. are a bunch of fair weather fans, and obviously we suck ass at soccer, football, if you will.
Hey, 2026 is our year, man. If we're gonna make a run to like look like we could win the World Cup, it's got to be in 2026
because it's here, isn't it?
Home soil.
Disappoint this last week.
No,
we did better than people No, I think we exceeded expectations.
We tied the UK. We were not supposed to tie the UK.
Getting out of group exceeding expectations.
Or England, excuse me.
I think the fact that we didn't lose a game in the group stage was exceeding expectations. Like,
we
there were 2 ties.
To get out. It was supposed to be England, us, the Wales, and.
But we were awfully close to winning the group because we did tie England. Right. I mean, I think that's where we exceed expectations.
100%. Yeah, and I will be attending World Cup games in 2026. That's bucket list items.
I'm gonna go with you guys there. Underrated. Next we have the 7th inning stretch. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
Overrated.
The hot take.
I'm gonna go with the hot take and say
all right. Why, Ryan?
I don't know.
I just think there's better chance in sports and better like things that you do during sports games than 7th inning stretch. It can be fun. You got to make sure you're hitting the punch out at the end though. That's like really important. If you're just singing the song, you don't hit the punch out at the end, then what's the point? But I would go a little overrated.
It's kind of like
also because no one's eating
games. Like everyone goes and gets beer at that point, so like they're just waiting in line like a chud.
But also like who's still eating like peanuts and Cracker Jacks at this point? Like
no,
there's better options.
I'm backing you. I'm backing you. I think it's
get yourself a stadium dog and let's grow up. How about
that? Next we have the Winter Olympic sport curling.
It's fucking electric, man.
I knew you were gonna say that. That's why I put it in here.
It's kind of electric. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh man, it's properly rated.
I think it's
high.
There's a reason why it's high. Yeah. We just have a bunch of dudes rushing ice. As an Olympic sport.
There's women's curling too.
Sorry, my bad. Dude and dudettes.
There it is.
A few more here. Tailgating. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
Criminally underrated.
Underrated? Really? I feel like everybody talks about tailgating.
Underrated.
I would say properly.
I
I'm
think
not, it's not over.
Some of my favorite moments from college are from tailgating, which is why I would say it's underrated. Like, if I wish I could still go out and tailgate every Saturday. Like, I would happily
you can,
do that.
but like, just be a little weird.
I could. I definitely could.
Wearing
there's like no game going on in like the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and you're just there like tailgating by yourself
in the Gulch, just hanging out.
Wearing jerseys to games. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
That's
if you have the jersey, you rock it, and if you don't, like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. I think it's a bit overrated. You're not on the team. Grow up.
Really?
No, just kidding.
It's aggressive.
Yeah. Just a few more here. Brett Favre. Rated, underrated, properly rated.
Well, he's kind of turned out to be like a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's not the best person. Yeah, but as a player, we'll say.
Like, he was fun to watch. Like, he was pretty,
pretty
gunslinger. Yeah.
But I don't think you could ever say he was like a great quarterback, because he was a gunslinger, and he made a lot of really bad mistakes that actually hurt the Packers or hurt the Vikings or whoever he was playing for.
I don't think anybody ranks him as a top 10 all-time quarterback.
No.
Like, I think he's probably top 20.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think he's properly rated, just like has not aged well because he's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, I would agree.
Derek Jeter.
Overrated.
No, immediate.
Talk about meat riders. Oh my god. It's like Kobe at least has arguments to be like a top 5 player. Like you could paint Kobe's arguments to be make him a top 5 player. Jeter was an above average shortstop. Like,
there it is.
He was good at hitting the ball. He was a Capitan. Like
Capitan.
You know, the Yankees. Yeah, it's Yankees fans, man. Well, I guess Yankees fans and Lakers fans are the same thing. So,
do you want to hear ESPN's top shortstops of all time?
Does Jeter crack the top 5? He better not.
He does.
That's disgusting.
We got Honus Wagner at number 1.
Okay.
We got A-Rod at number 2. Didn't play shortstop his whole career.
Yeah, wait, what?
That,
great list, by the way.
Ernie Banks. Ernie should be up there. That's reasonable. Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah.
And then Derek Jeter.
So 5.
Got a lot of mid. I forgot how mid the shortstop position is.
Right. That's why like you came out like just Jeter best shortstop, and I'm like, shortstops aren't. I mean, they're great defensive players, but not a lot of them have been known as great hitters.
Right.
I mean, they put the ball in play, but they don't really do much beyond that at times.
Which is funny because like a lot of times when you're younger or even at the college level, it seems like shortstop is always like praised as like the most important or like one of the best positions.
For sure.
Because they're supposed to be the most sure-handed. They don't make mistakes type shit.
And then
a lot of us seem to have Cal Ripken and Honus Wagner at the top.
And then the last one for the segment, Eric Spoelstra.
Underrated.
Criminally.
Underrated. I mean, I think I was gonna say properly rated. I think it would be interesting how he stacks up all time. Like everyone, like, have you talked to anyone recently that doesn't think he's the second best coach currently behind Pop?
I just don't feel like his name comes up enough in all time discussions. Like, and it's really frustrating because like he clearly, I think he's clearly a top 5 NBA coach.
I think LeBron hurt his legacy.
No, now LeBron turned other people's legacies.
Yeah, think about it. Like, I think people would give Spoelstra a lot more credit if it wasn't for the big 3 in Miami and those championships. Like, people are like, oh, well, that was just LeBron, right? Spoelstra had nothing to do with that. But like, people don't remember when the big 3 started. They weren't great. Like, they had to mesh, obviously, but like that team was not very good like when they first started out. And I think Spoelstra had a big part in that and getting them kind of to play together and play in the right way.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would love to see his record season by season because I don't know how many you could point to that are like bad. I just don't know for sure. But I mean, I just think that Eric Spoelstra, in my opinion, is top 5 coach easily of all time. So moving on from that segment. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll be doing that here and there occasionally on podcasts. So moving on, congrats to Oklahoma's softball team. They have won the Women's College World Series. I don't think that's much of a surprise at all, given the dominance that they showcased this year.
They lost one game?
The entire year to Baylor, as Robbie said last week, I think it was 4-3. They swept Florida State in this series. So yeah, just completely dominant showing from Oklahoma and the women's softball team. So congratulations to them.
Apparently, I was watching a video on an Instagram reel the other day about like apparently Oklahoma's just like dominating the transfer portal, in
Oh,
college
yeah,
softball.
duh.
Like they're taking like all these best teams players, and that's why they're just so good. And it's like becoming like, all right, how do you stop them? Because they're just going out and like you tell them, hey, come to Oklahoma, you'll win a championship. I mean, it's like what people used to talk about with Alabama's recruiting, right? Tell them, if you come here, sometime in your 4 years, you're going to win a national championship, and we're going to get you the draft. But with Oklahoma right now, it's like, hey, you might win 2 or 3 in the time that you're in college.
Yeah. Moving on to the Men's College World Series, some of the teams that have advanced. Oral Roberts makes history, being a team that was unranked and is going into the Men's College World Series, along with TCU, who is also unranked and is going into the College World Series. The other teams that
TCU's had themselves a fucking year, man.
Yeah.
They are the first team ever to make the college football playoff, NCAA basketball tournament, and the College World Series in the same year.
That is actually a really good stat. That is very interesting.
And against super long odds.
Yeah.
I need to see a bet
all
slip. I need to see a
Yeah,
bet
where's
slip with
that
somebody.
Homer TCU fan that put that bet in? I need that.
You put
I forgot
$5 on that shit? Yeah, thousands. Tens of thousands, probably.
I forgot that Stan Kroenke is the owner of the Nuggets. He's the one that sold out the Rams to go to LA because they gave him all the money and he moved them away from St. Louis. Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
That man's stupid rich.
Yeah, he owns the Rams, the Nuggets, and the Avalanche.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Yeah.
He gotta get his wealth up.
Moving down the rest of the list, so number 5, LSU has advanced to the Men's College World Series. Number 7, Virginia has advanced to the Men's College World Series. The aforementioned Oral Roberts, the aforementioned TCU. Number 2, Florida has moved on to the College World Series. And number 1, Wake Forest, to no one's surprise, has moved on to the
We gave them a run for their money.
We did.
In the first game.
Yeah, very, very true.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't even check the score, and all of a sudden I saw someone text like, "Yeah, we only need 18 runs in the 9th inning to win this game, guys." We got this. Is like, huh?
It's like we had a really good season. We're a top tier baseball team this year. We're getting run through.
Alabama also just hired their new baseball coach today. Hired Maryland's head coach. So see if he can turn around the Alabama baseball program. This is the best season we've had in years, though. So
yeah,
things are looking
by far the best season since we started going to school.
That was the first time we made the Super Regional since 2010, too.
Oh wow,
we were terrible when we were there.
Interesting.
Yeah, we were awful. We didn't even make the SEC tournament the whole time we were there.
Nope.
Holy crap, that's crazy.
Yeah, we
wow.
were bad.
Very bad.
Moving on from the Men's College World Series into the WNBA standings right now in their respective conferences.
Give them to me.
In the Eastern Conference.
I don't know who it is. Can I guess who's in the top spot in both conferences?
Sure.
Is the West the Aces?
The West is the Aces. That is correct. They're 8-1.
Look at you.
Is the East the New York Liberty?
It is not the Liberty. They're number 2. That is a good guess. It is the Sun. Currently the Connecticut. So they are
that
currently
makes sense to me why they Connecticut.
Like yes, Sun. Yeah.
I feel like they don't have all the sun in Connecticut. Whatever.
So the Sun are sitting at 8-2 in the Eastern Conference. Liberty at 6-2. The Mystics are at 5-3. The Sky are at 5-5. The Dreamer are 2-5, and the Fever are at 2-6. In the Western Conference, the Aces are at 8-1. Our beloved Dallas Wings are at 5-4. The Sparks are at 4-4. The Mercury are 2-5. The Lynx are 2-7, and the Storm are 1-6. So that is your update of the WNBA standings currently.
Seattle Storm be like me for real. 1-6.
What?
That's his Overwatch, Katie.
Thank you for clarifying. Another WNBA news: Sue Bird got her jersey retired in an emotional ceremony, and it was a very nice ceremony. Obviously, Sue Bird, one of the goats of the WNBA, so that was very, very well deserved for her. Moving on to some miscellaneous headlines. Novak Djokovic wins French Open for a record 23rd.
Djokovic.
Novak.
What did I say?
Djokovic.
What did I say?
Novak Djokovic.
What did I say?
Djokovic.
Oh no, I meant to say Djokovic. Wins a record 23rd Grand Slam men's title, passing Nadal, I believe, and obviously Federer. So becoming the winningest of all time. A UFC headline real quick. Amanda Nunes has retired after successfully defending her bantamweight and flyweight title. She a double champion, retired with set both belts down in the ring, set her gloves down in the ring, and has walked off into the sunset. One of the most successful women's career in UFC history. So a huge congratulations to her. Wish her a happy retirement. I think her final professional record was 14-2 with wins against the like of Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, Chris Cyborg, so some of the best women of all time in the UFC. So obviously her career was filled with lots and lots of accomplishments. So happy retirement to her. Moving on there, a huge headline, and Robbie, I'd love for you to talk about this a little bit. The PGA Tour and the Live Tour have agreed to merge.
We should have led with that, to be honest. I feel like that was like the biggest story of the past 2 weeks for sports besides the NBA Finals.
Yeah. So to go into a little more detail about this, the PGA Tour and the Live Tour announced on Tuesday the creation of a new entity that would combine their assets, as well as those of the DP World Tour, and radically change golf's governance. The PGA Tour would remain a non-profit organization and would retain full control over how its tournaments are played, but all of the PGA Tour's commercial businesses and rights, such as the extremely lucrative rights to televise its tournaments, would be owned by a new yet unnamed for-profit entity that is currently called NewCo. NewCo will also own Live, as well as the commercial and business rights of the DP World Tour.
Absolute sellout by the PGA.
PGA Tour
got
just
themselves.
fucked over all the players that tried so hard to keep them together.
Yep.
And the PGA commissioner's like, don't worry, the guys on the ground will be rewarded. It's like, yeah, maybe with a fucking pizza party, you cheap bastard, taking fucking money from the Saudis after you said you weren't going to do it, after you got on all the other players for doing it, and then as soon as you had your chance at the pie, you took it. What a bunch of sellouts.
Yeah.
I like that. I like this from you, Rob.
If I'm Rory McIlroy, I am so bent. Like, if I'm Rory McIlroy, I am debating never playing a PGA Tour event.
I just want to see a Roy Brooks fight on like the 18th green.
And the shittiest part about it all is like the big reason the PGA Tour didn't want to do it is because of 9/11, and we know the Saudis' involvement in 9/11, and they said no, we're not going to do that. We're going to respect the families of these 9/11 victims.
That's what the commissioner said a year ago.
As soon as they get their chance to take the money, they take it too. Just, I don't have anything good to say about it.
Yeah,
nobody does. There's no
positive spin on this. The PGA
there's no light that you paint this in.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Bad for golf. Bad for golf fans everywhere.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I actually don't think it'll be bad for golf fans. I think it sucks for the players. I think it sucks for the people that are involved in the PGA Tour, to see them have no backbone like this. I think it's going to be good for the game of golf. I mean, I think, I think the tours being separated was hurting golf because you don't get to see the best players all the time. So bring them back together, I think, will inevitably be a good thing when everyone forgets about this in the next news cycle. But
you're right. I mean,
yeah.
And moving on to our final headline for our draft of the day, what is becoming my favorite story in all of sports, the horses. We're talking about horse racing again. So this story is two horses, or obviously the deaths of the horses are not entertaining, but just this whole thing is kind of interesting. It's just kind of like a mystery kind of thing. So two horses were euthanized at Belmont Park, the site of the Belmont Stakes on Saturday. The first came on Saturday following the final race of the Belmont Stakes, which came immediately after the main event in which Arcangelo won the 155th running. Excursionist was injured and ended up getting euthanized, making a horse's death at all three Triple Crown race sites, which includes Churchill Downs and Pimlico Racecourse. Then Mashney Girl, which was another horse, was euthanized on Sunday following a catastrophic injury to the left front leg during a race at Belmont Park. And apparently that injury was the exact same injury that occurred to Excursionist. So it's like, I just think it's very interesting.
So I have a couple theories on this that came to me as we're talking about this. First one is that there's a lot of inbreeding in horse racing because you want the horse genes, and as you keep using the best horses over and over again, they get closely more related. So that could be part of it. My second theory is that there's actually a horse serial killer out there that's doing it to these horses, and he keeps going to all the Triple Crown races, and that's why this.
That's the interesting part to me. Obviously not in the order to die, but like, is there some sort of conspiracy that's going on?
I think PETA is behind this. I think they're like thinking that all these horses are being abused, and so to stop horse abuse, they're killing horses. If that makes
it makes sense. That does sound like a PETA,
like
how PETA would handle this.
Kind of does track, So fucking wild. I don't know
this
if
is crazy.
Training regimens need to be like kind of looked into, but like the exact same injury is kind of wild.
Yeah. And all three Triple Crown sites they've had to euthanize multiple horses. It was like
so the broke take is that it's due to inbreeding. The woke take is that there's something a conspiracy going on behind the scenes that someone
100%.
is doing this to these horses.
Yep, 100%. Robbie, obviously you had an idea for a draft today, so give it to us.
Yeah, so we're coming up into summertime. We're rapidly approaching what's probably my favorite holiday of the year, being 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
Weird take.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird.
Kind of a
And
weird take.
it's because I love the thing that we're going to draft on today,
It's
and
fair.
that is we're going to draft summer cookout foods. So if I invite you guys over to a cookout at my nice pool here in Atlanta, what are you going to pull up with? What are we going to bring to the cookout? And that's what I want to know.
Food?
That's what I want to know. Yes. Well, anything you want to bring to the cookout.
Ingestibles?
A consumable. Yes,
Yeah.
a consumable. Yes.
Okay, that changes.
I said ingestible. You said consumable.
My scouts.
Let me randomize the list.
Your
so bad.
scouts are blind.
I have a few in my head that I just don't think y'all are gonna agree with, but it's like they're just like more so
Well, then
my
why
personal
start
favorite.
that way? Like you're gonna say
This
say
thing,
hummus.
this thing loves giving
Hummus
Connor the
goes
first pick.
crazy.
It's gonna go Connor, Ryan, Robbie. I don't think I've ever had the first pick in these drafts. It's always one of you two.
It's because you're stupid.
That's fair.
Damn.
It's because you're fucking stupid.
We went so long. That was.
With
All
the
right, we're
first
ready.
overall pick.
Pick.
I'm gonna go. No. You didn't even let me say it yet.
Don't need it.
Yeah, you're right. At a cookout, this is always my favorite thing to have. A main course. This is a star player. Won the MVP 3 years ago, and he's still dominant in the league today. Give me the hamburger. Give me the
He
hamburger.
only won it 3 years ago. He hasn't won it in the last 3 years. That feels like a miss by the committee. Feels like a
Yeah,
miss.
you're right. Snubbed. Yeah,
That's
snub.
a snub.
yeah.
I gotta go brat.
Yeah.
I just gotta go brat bun. Like it's great.
Yep. I think
And all the
there's
accoutrements.
a debate. There's a debate between the player that Ryan picked and the player I'm gonna take here.
Oh.
And I can see the debate. We're talking about the All-American Classic right here, and that's where we're gonna go with the Hom Dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hot dog. For
The
those of
Hom
you
Dog?
that don't know what I'm talking about.
The hom dung.
The Hom Dog. So we're gonna go there with my number one pick. I assume we're including buns like with the
Yeah.
brat and the hot dog.
Mhm.
Okay, that is an important situation.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just gonna go with another classic, and our first non-really food. We're gonna go with our first beverage, and that's just gonna be an ice cold beer.
Beer.
Okay.
Can't beat it.
He
I'm
threw the
outside. I got a hot
umbrella.
dog.
He threw the umbrella on beer,
I did.
but
I didn't want to.
to.
Otherwise, Ryan and I are gonna sit here and draft like cheap light beers back and forth. That's just gonna be the entire draft. So I'm just gonna go with specifically cold beer because no one wants your
you don't like
warm
warm
natural light coming out. All right, no one wants that. But we're gonna go cold beer as my second pick.
Nice, very nice.
What about like a car bomb, like a Zach car bomb?
A car bomb at the pool is a little. Oh yeah, it's also you can't bring glass, so you do the car bomb in like a solo cup. That's just not the same.
It tastes like Dr. Pepper, I swear.
Now, are we building teams here, or are we just picking the best?
I think it's the best on the board. I think whatever you think of
best
best on
player
the board.
available. Best
Yeah.
player available. Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can get away with this pick in
No.
terms of like overarching theme.
Get your
The
flag ready.
The rules committee is ready.
Get your flag ready.
I'm gonna go with fresh fruit.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
There
No,
are
I don't hate that pick. I don't hate
There are a
that
few
pick.
things better than like fresh watermelon, some strawberry, like a nice fruit salad type beat. It's
Watermelon?
refreshing. as
Watermelon
fuck.
was on my list, so technically, I guess you
Yeah.
took it there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We are hurting ourselves with the umbrellas, but I do understand the
Zoink.
fresh fruit section.
Yeah.
There are berries are great. Watermelon's great. Maybe some melon if you're feeling real wild. There's
Pineapple guy.
Oh, God.
pineapple.
Don't
some
chat to me
grilled
about
pineapple.
pineapple.
You ever
Yeah.
grilled up some pineapple?
I'm more
Dude,
of just a-
that goes
Yeah, it goes hard.
You just raw pineapple.
raw.
I'm a big
pineapple guy.
raw pineapple guy. I'm
Who
so
got Rob?
No, it's me.
Connor,
That's it.
excuse me. Sorry.
Condor.
I'm so
Sorry,
scared.
Connor's picks are so
I'm s-
forgettable.
I'm so
Yeah,
scared.
right.
All right, Rob, this is something that I would pull up to the cookout with. So this is what I'm
All
saying
right.
for my pick. Brownies. I'm a big brownie guy.
I can fuck with that. We need some dessert on the
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what I'm
team
saying.
here,
Yeah.
I was a
We need
little
some
worried
dessert.
where we were going, but like,
Yeah, I was too, but I'm okay with brownies. I'm
What
not.
do you think I
hating
was gonna pull up with?
I don't know.
I really didn't know. To
You
be
mentioned
completely honest with
car
you.
bombs at the pool, and I was like scared.
Now I'm between two right now for my third pick. I'm between a food and a drink. A drink that's more inclusive, non-alcoholic drink per se. It's more of a 4th of July thing that is like a cookout thing. So you know what? I'm gonna go with it just because I love it so much. Give me lemonade for a cookout drink. I'm gonna take lemonade.
I don't hate that pick.
I'm gonna take those little freezer ice pops.
Those are so gas.
That was gonna be my next pick.
So good.
Damn it! that was literally what I was taking next. I already had that locked in. Got to mention the Rocket Pop too, specifically for 4th of July. You know, the Rocket Pop is a classic player on the 4th of July.
100%.
Oh yeah, so that's an important one.
Mm-hmm.
I got to rethink here. Ryan threw my draft into a frenzy here by taking popsicles before I expected.
They're off the board.
We're gonna start off with another staple. Something else you need at the cookout, and that's chips, man. You need some potato chips.
You have to.
You gotta have the potato
chips. They
chips.
fell that far.
Yeah.
I mean, I was between chips and ice pops. So,
and then I'm gonna go specific with my next player, and something that really pairs well with the guy that I just drafted. We're gonna take buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, that goes hard,
dude. I'm not in front. I make crazy buffalo chicken dip. Like you should have my buffalo chicken dip.
Yo, you wanna make someone? You come in town,
dude. It's like I'm not kidding.
Buffalo chicken dip on the counter. We can just hit it as we walk by, moving stuff to the U-Haul.
That's foul.
like a cigarette or like a vape.
No, we're just gonna hit it, and then I'm gonna spill it all over Ryan's couch as we're loading in the U-Haul. By the time he gets there, he's gonna have moldy buffalo chicken dip on his couch.
Hell yeah!
Nice. Yeah, you know I can do that for you. Yeah, we could arrange that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I love buffalo chicken dip. Oh, so good. Such a good pick. It's so good. Ryan, your last pick.
Let's come back around. Is it?
No, we still got two more. No, we got one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because I have two. Sorry.
I'm going to the trenches probably on round 5. This will be interesting.
I thought you said shrimp. I was like, huh?
Yo, don't fuck around.
No, I like shrimp. I like shrimp. Yeah.
Oh shit!
I like that we're sticking to a lot of the staples here. You know, we're not getting too crazy.
This has been a solid draft.
Yeah.
It's relatively chalk so far.
Don't worry, I'm about to sell.
Oh god.
Traveling salesman.
Yeah, that's me.
Liquor hasn't been said. I'm gonna say liquor.
Yeah, boo, boo.
Fair enough. You got nothing to mix it with. You're just gonna sit at your cookout with some liquor and nothing else to put in it. But yeah. For sure.
I respect
Connor's got you're looking at Connor's lemonade across the fence, like, damn, that would go with this vodka. But I'm fucking stuck over here with just my liquor bottles.
We can trade. Trades are in fact allowed in this league.
There you go. Yeah, all right, fair enough. What if liquor has a no trade clause though? Yeah.
You don't get drafted in my team with a no trade clause.
That's fair enough.
We just don't make that work.
I'm upset that Ryan took fruit because watermelon was like high on my list, and I kind of wanted just like watermelon straight. Okay, this one is more of a personal favorite. I don't think it's gonna get like hate, but I don't think it's gonna get like a ton of love either. But I love it so much. I'm gonna go with pasta salad. I'm a huge pasta salad fan, and so
I'm pretty indifferent towards pasta salad personally.
Which is a common opinion, but I love pasta salad. I love pasta salad.
Poolside is a bit whack.
Agreed. Yeah, but we're not. This is just like a cookout. This isn't like sitting by the pool kind of thing.
True.
So and like I said, that's more of a personal opinion because I love pasta salad. So this is a hard one.
Take potato salad in his next pick.
I'm not gonna take potato salad.
Yeah, if you say coleslaw, I'm drop kicking you to the screen.
I love coleslaw, but it's not gonna be coleslaw. I love coleslaw, bro. I'm gonna go with cookies. Like just because cookies hasn't been said. I mean, I know I have brownies already. I got desserts. Yeah. They're strapped. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna stick with that.
I think I'm gonna go with burnt ends as my final pick.
Great, but like how common are they?
Are you really pulling up to the cookout to make some burn ins? Like,
yeah.
If you are, then we're homies.
Yeah, I mean, if that's at your cookout, I want to be there. Like, I want to come. Like, I'm gonna go with. I think my team needs some veggies on it. I'm gonna go with my personal favorite veggie to do on the grill. We're gonna do some corn on the cob.
Corn's a good pick. Yeah. Corn's not a veggie. It's a grain.
My last pick.
Yeah.
Whatever. Right? Whatever. You didn't ask.
I've never been as big of a like corn is good. I've never been a huge corn guy. Last night, Ryan, my mom heated up some corn for us to eat, and Dad just came over and just took the 2 biggest pieces. without thinking about it. And mom was like, "You pig!" He just didn't think about anybody else.
Dude, also like y'all have had some like Mexican street corn or anything like that?
Yeah,
I have
This is,
not.
like,
I want
kind
to
of in a
try it.
dip.
I have not.
It's
before.
really good.
I'm currently
It's very
putting
good.
Mexican street corn into my like carnitas bowls that I have.
Ooh,
It's
that's
actually
This guy.
fuego.
So yeah, that is a podcast. Obviously, we threw in a few
That
different
was
segments.
in fact a podcast.
That was
We threw in a few new segments, a little bit of a different stuff. Let us know how you liked it. If you have anything to add, obviously we're getting a good amount of views on shorts. We got over 200 views on the last podcast. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of credit for that because of the title.
Also, hold up, we forgot to mention something for soccer.
Please.
Messi coming to the US.
Messi going to Miami.
How did I miss that?
Did you miss that?
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah.
that. When did that happen?
Like
I
wanna
late
say
today?
Thursday or Friday last week.
This happened
No, it
last
was
week? How did I miss
It was either
that?
Thursday or Friday last week.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I was because like there were reports coming out whatever morning it was. The reports like they think Messi's gonna go to Miami. They think it's gonna happen. So I was looking at like Atlanta United tickets because I was curious, and they were already like pretty pricey. I think because the rumors they were like $100, which like normal Atlanta United tickets are like $30.
Yeah.
And I looked after like Messi signed, they had gone up to like $300.
Good lord.
Yeah,
I mean, it
was
makes sense.
insane. And they're playing.
Inter Miami.
Wow.
Yeah, Inter Miami. I can remember it was Miami FC or Inter Miami. Yes.
That's incredible. I did not know that. Wow.
Yep.
Thank you for
He
that.
turned
He
down
also-
an offer from one of the Saudi leagues.
Yep, I saw that.
Guess how much it was for 3 years.
What? I know how much it was.
100 mil, probably more.
Not even
Connor,
close.
you don't
400
understand
mil?
soccer.
400 mil.
1.2. I think it was 1.2 billion.
One I saw was 1.6.
That was
What in
3
the hell?
years.
Yep.
That's. I mean, he's already. It's not like he needs it.
So the
Is.
funny thing, part of his contract with the MLS is that he gets like a certain portion of
It's
their
so
Apple TV
stupid.
revenue. So like they stream all you can watch
TV contract.
you can watch all MLS games on Apple TV right now. I think he got like 10% of the revenue from watching
It's
MLS
fucking
games on Apple TV.
stupid.
Every MLS game, not just the ones he's in. Every single MLS game.
And also, he gets, even though he's with Adidas, he gets part of Nike too.
Yeah.
Because they sponsor the MLS.
I don't know if this is what they ended up doing, but at one point they were like talking about trying to get Messi to the MLS, and the MLS had thrown out an idea to the teams to have the teams actually each team pitch into Messi's salary, like make every other team pitch in and like help pay Messi salaries. So they can get him to come.
I think there's a chance that he's also like minority owner now of
Probably.
Inter Miami.
Well, you know who else is a
God.
part owner is David Beckham.
Yep,
Is a part owner of Inter Miami.
But I guess that's what
I
happens.
think also maybe Derek Jeter.
Boo.
so yeah, I
Speaking
don't know
of
how
Happy
we win a
Sam.
sports podcast without talking about one of the best players of all time coming to the U.S. to play.
I
don't know
can't
how I
believe
missed that.
we missed that on the notes. That's on
Yeah.
us too.
Connor
we
missed
should
that on the
notice that.
notes.
Yes,
I noticed it. The podcast didn't end. We're right here.
That's
Let's go.
Good job, Ryan. Good job.
Ryan finally did something for once. God, it took him
God,
long enough.
thank
It took him
God.
40 episodes. Yeah.
And he disconnected. Hold on.
Come on, we're almost. Yeah, that was appropriate. There it is.
right.
Make sure whenever you watch one of our videos, you like, you share, you subscribe. We're at 40 subscribers right now. Our next goal is 50, and then I want to be at 100 by the end of the summer. I think we can do it. We're gonna do our best. Follow us on all the platforms. Who wants to sign us out?
I can do it. For myself, Ryan and Connor, thanks for listening to another just fantastic episode here. Shout out the Denver Nuggets, NBA champions. If I do make it to the victory parade, if it is on Wednesday or Thursday, I will live stream it. So keep a watch out for that. Maybe I'll go on Instagram live real quick. And thank you for listening, and please gamble responsibly.
Adios.